Hello, Spiritual Biz Success peeps. How are you guys? Kimberly Maska here, founder of Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. And I was watching a conversation go on in here in the group talking about the lulls in their business. And someone was, had established their business, was really getting out there. They saw some uptick in matrix and stuff in social media, and then things just petered out and they're trying to figure out what's going on. So let's talk a little bit about that, because this happens to, well, everybody in one way or another, but sometimes it's more drastic for others because they don't have things in place to be able to make it not so drastic. It was interesting. So in talking about the lull, there was a couple of comments on it, and one of the comments was, of course, like doing live events and groups and all this stuff. There was a whole series of fairly decent ideas about, how do you get your business up and running? And then someone else had said, well, maybe it was their location. And so let's talk about all that and figure out how to get you out of this lull of a slow spiritual business so that you can actually really step it up and serve. So the first thing, talking about, maybe it's your location. Well, that's the biggest, I think, issue and problem that I see out there, is that people are limiting themselves to location. Your spiritual business should not be location based at all. You should have it online. You should be able to serve people all over the world. This is not about just, being able to help the people in your neighborhood. That's not what you want. So you definitely want to make sure that your business is broader. You want to be able to step out as a spiritual leader internationally, all over the world. And just, having it as a local business is not going to do it. It's tough, man. It's when it's local, you've got weather issues, you've got actually even more tapped into like recession issues and things that might happen in an area because people get stuck in a mindset and stuck in a vibration. So when you have a local only business, you're really limiting yourself in how you're serving. So make sure that you can expand beyond that. You should not be stuck to just, here's the services that I do locally. Start to expand, think about how you step out in a bigger way and step out online so you can serve globally around the world. So the other thing that someone was talking about was, being able to do different events and retreats and all of that. And while that's lovely, and it's all good to have, the real problem, the real thing that's showing up why this individual is having a lull in their business is because you're not actually connecting to your clients. That's the biggest thing that I see. I see that all the time. And it's very consistent with people that come into Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. When they come in, if their business isn't thriving, which, that's why they're working with me, is they're trying to get their spiritual business thriving. When it's not thriving, it's because they're missing the connection with the clients. So when you're having a lull, you have to look at who's your client. Who are you serving? How are you changing their lives? Like, what does that look like? And what's the connection that you have with them? If you're doing traditional standard marketing, it's very uncomfortable, it's very icky, and it really has nothing to do with the client. It's all about you. It's about what can you do for them. And that energy needs to shift so that you're really looking at how you're serving the client. So when your business is in a lull or you're having trouble getting it to take off so that it can be your main source of income, what you really need to do is you need to look at who's your client, who are you serving, which turns into the number one big thing that I see with spiritual entrepreneurs is that we say we can help everyone. I can help everybody. And yes, in theory you can, but not everybody wants to be helped by you. So you have to really dial in. Who's your client? Who are you working with? We spend, at least half of the Spiritual Biz Bootcamp dialing in who the ideal client is for someone, because it's a process. There's a whole strategy behind it about how to truly connect with these souls that were souls that knew you from before. I truly believe that the souls that are our clients are people that we've connected with before in different density, dimension, past life, whatever it is. So you got to find a way to connect with those souls. And when you're connecting with them, you're going to bring them in. And when you're really connecting with them, you'll never be without clients. So that is the biggest problem. So the problem isn't, or the solution even, isn't go do more of this and more of that. It's not go do live events and go do retreats and everything else. It's like you've got to look at what's the real problem. The real problem is a lack of connection with clients. So you have to focus on that connection. And there's, like, again, I said, it's a large process and strategy that we go through, but do the best that you can on your own. Or if you're ready to do boot camp, let us know and we will have that conversation with you to see if you are ready to be one of the 5,000 spiritual leaders that we're looking for. But you have to really be dialed in on who you're serving and how you're serving them. So that's really the big problem, is being able to dial in who is this tribe, who am I serving, and how is that happening. So that's key. And then was interesting because in the post, the person was talking about like they had, you know, they could see the whole different like matrix and stuff on the, on I'm not saying that right, matrices on Facebook, and it looks like the engagement was happening and stuff. And it was very funny because I had someone actually send me a message on my professional page, and they were like, oh, like your engagement isn't that high, like I'm very surprised, and like whatever their comment was. And I had to chuckle to myself, and I'm like, I really don't care about engagement, and the whole like how many people liked your posts and stuff is totally irrelevant. It's how are you actually serving your clients? How are you serving them at the highest level, and what's the connection that you have? Because I don't have well, let me reframe that. I don't have a 7-figure business because of engagement. My 7-figure business comes from being able to connect with my tribe. It comes from me knowing exactly where my tribe is. And when you guys can get to the point where you know your tribe in that deep, intimate level, then that's when that connection happens. And when that connection happens, you will always have clients. You will always have clients when you're connected. And then it helps to have a platform, which is what we show you how to build in Spiritual Biz Bootcamp, so that you have new clients all of the time. It's a full strategy when you're creating a spiritual business. But that's how I created my 7-figure business. And frankly, I don't have that engagement on certain posts and stuff, and I'm okay with that. And so it was very funny. I haven't checked to see what that person's response was, but I know they were trying to sell me their service for how they can up my engagement. But I don't really care, because engagement is usually, it's not with a deep connection with your tribe. I'm looking for a deep soul connection with the people that have known me before, those souls that have known me before, whose lives I can truly change. And when those people show up, it's magical. And you guys need to have the same experience with your tribe, same experience for your business, is you need to have this deep, magical connection with them so that you have an influx of clients all the time. And so if your business is in a lull, if your spiritual business is hung up, it has nothing to do with your location, although you should really be thinking bigger. You should not be stuck to a physical location. And it's not about, oh, go do more retreats or more this or more that. It really has to come down to you focusing on who your ideal tribe is, and then you don't have to do all that other stuff. You don't have to worry about engagement. You don't have to track all the different numbers in Facebook. You don't have to do that when you have true soul connection with your tribe. And that is something that we can show you how to do in Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. So if you're ready to have that soul connection, so you don't have to worry anymore about where's my next client coming from, and how am I going to find this tribe, and who are they, and how do I serve them, then I'm going to post the link up here for spiritualbizsuccess.com. You can take a watch of my training, and if it resonates with you, then you can book a call with my team, and we can see if we are a vibrational match. And you can see if you are ready to be one of the 5,000 spiritual entrepreneurs that we are looking for, so that you can change your business, your life, and change lives around the world. Until next time, let me see if there's any questions in here. Kathy was on. Hey, Jane, how are you? And Deepa. And there's Jane again. Yep, it is so true. John Moore, hello. John Doe, Lisa Williams. Hey, guys. Peter. All right, we didn't have any questions. So wrap it up with that. But, guys, it is about the connection with your tribe. That connection is why you are lacking in clients. That connection is why you have lulls in your business. And when you get that deep soul connection, that's the change that will shift everything in your business. And if you're ready to do that, go over to spiritualbizsuccess.com, watch my free training. And if you feel we are a vibrational match, book a call with my team. And I'll see you guys in the next video.